something to bring to the table. But if you look at them and say, they don't have the right Al-Qaeda, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that, they look at you, then we won't ever be successful. We'll continue to be divided, and guess what? Muslims in Palestine, in India, in Yemen, in Syria, in parts of Africa, in China will continue to suffer because nothing will change until we change it here in America. I just came back from Senegal. I was there. I'm like, man, look at the people there. They're suffering. You can't make a change there. But when we came back here to America, guess what? I had contact with the congresswoman who's over Africa aid. We said, listen, how can we help them increase the aid to the U.S. to Senegal? Right? You do it from here. You do it politically. Every president that runs needs to come through the Muslim. What is the Muslim agenda? What is our agenda? I'm not talking about what's the Palestinian agenda, what's the Egyptian agenda, what's the Somali agenda. What is the Muslim agenda locally, statewide, nationally, and internationally? We got to have an agenda. And once we have that agenda, and we put all our resources, so now when people come to Dallas, and they come here, and they want to get a check, you can't get a check until you come to Mass Dallas and sit down and talk to the Muslims about that Muslim thing. Talk to the Muslims about this and that. What is our goals? And when we establish that, wallahi, I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you something that I'm making up. I'm telling you right now that when we get strong politically, we will change the entire. Then you'll start seeing a change in Palestine. You won't see a change until then, because what's happening in Palestine is a political issue. It is not a religious issue. Don't think it's just Muslims versus Jews. It ain't just that. It's political. It's about land, right? What's land? Land is political, right? Nation state. This is political. What's happening in India right now? The Hindus under Modi are destroying the Muslims. So what do you have to do? That's political. So what happened when Modi came? How can Modi come and speak right in Congress, right in front of Congress? How did that happen? That's political. That's a political statement that America is making. But Joe Biden wouldn't do that if he had to come and see the Muslims we standing together. So if you're saying, "Oh, that's just an Indian thing," then you are part of the problem. Okay? So this is not just talk. We got to put action behind it. So we got to have our own political pack that has millions of dollars in it. And guess what? If you don't support a Muslim agenda, then we're gonna support whoever going against you. And we're gonna make sure they have the money to run and be successful. This is our key. So I just say to you that I know that there's problems. We can sit here all day talking about all the problems, but there's some solutions. And guess what? It's you. You're the solution. And if you're ready to work, man, we ready to work, man. Man, we don't got to sit and talk all day. We can go march right now. We don't even got to do that, right? The brilliance that's in this room, we got all the tools we need to be successful. Let's not spend a lot of time disagreeing about stuff, because we got enough of that. Let's figure out what we agree upon, and inshallah, let's walk toward that. May Allah bless it, inshallah.
There's not really much I can add to that. SubhanAllah. So I'll be very short, inshallah. I want us to think about SubhanAllah. There's a lot coming through my mind. But one of the things I want to talk about is when you talk about internal versus external challenges. I focus more so on the internal challenges because sometimes we get so caught up in the world that we're living in that we can easily see external challenges, but we become overwhelmed. And so what we do is we tend to focus on internal differences. And unity does not mean uniformity. As Muslims, as I said earlier, we all come from different backgrounds, different experiences. Here in Dallas, from my city in San Diego, from numerous other places, the experiences are different, right? What unites us is what? Islam. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And that is beautiful. And that should trump everything. Not trump, but trump everything. All right? So when we are talking about the external challenges that we face, let's be real. There are those physical challenges that we face. And those physical can come in many different forms, depending on your wealth and your privilege and your background, and that's the reality. But also, I want us to think about the political challenges that we face. In politics, we say that there's no such thing as friend and there's no such thing as foe. And sometimes our fear of being able to create change or our apathy in being comfortable in where we are prevents us from uniting together. And so you will see people working in different silos. You'll see different organizations and different pockets of the Muslim community. And we're just so focused on the narrow picture of what we see in that current moment. And I'll give you an example. When we're talking about Palestinian rights and what's happening in Palestine, or we're remembering the genocide that happened against our Bosnian Muslim brothers and sisters, or we're even talking about the Uyghur Muslims currently right now facing genocide and the whole world pretty much being afraid of even going up against China. Let's be real. We don't connect it to the issues that we're facing here. How many of you know